Hey guys, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Today we will be doing episode 2 of my Kerbal Space Program series, making our way to the Red Planet. Don't acknowledge the test. That's just me messing around to see what I can do with what, since I got mods, but I didn't really use it. All right. So where we left off last was we kind of made a relay. I failed. We have one, and actually a really good orbit. And we have a second one that is kind of in an orbit, like it's just not lined up enough. If this was like up more, like to here, near theirs, and like kind of farther back, like that, we want a triangle like that. So I'm thinking about what we're gonna do for this episode is then we're gonna fix the relay. So, now you should be going into a time lapse, so see you after the time lapse. Hey guys, Editor Mike here. If you like this, please subscribe and leave a like. If you want to join my Discord, you can go to my channel and it should be there. But thanks for watching and see ya. Hey guys, we are back. And after the time lapse, and here's the S2 rocket. Now let's get ready for a launch. Oh, I didn't set the staging. That's fine. I'll just fix it for the second launch, which this will be a 2 launched, or I guess a double launch thing. I need 3 satellites for the most part. And I say double launch because we already got that one up, but that one I'm gonna leave, but won't really interact with per se. We'll just leave it there and call it a close orbit satellite. Eh. I guess I should go over the plan for any new viewers. So right now I'm trying to set up a relay between 3 main satellites. Oh, staging rather. It's like a triangle, basically, is how a relay works. But I want it in like such perfect orbits that they're always over particular parts of Kerbin. Like this is always gonna face that side of Kerbin. While I want one like over here-ish area to just orbit this side, and then another one, and that's where the triangle, and it's always going to be a triangle. Like they're always at the same speed for the most part. But that is about 3 million meters up, which is where this guy's at. I know he's closer to 4 million, but still, he's there. Also, in this video, I will be sending a probe around the Mun. I don't really know what its main objective is, since we don't have science. But, you know, it's good to just experiment. And also to see how much fuel it takes to get to the Mun. I love it's called Mun and not Moon. Funny. And also, for anyone who's never played Kerbal Space Program, this is like your orbit for the most part. You can see with these guys because they have a full orbit. But yeah, once this reaches like 3 million millimeters, not millimeters, that'd be then I will use most likely this stage and put it in a stable orbit. And, then of course send Valentina back to Kerbin, and then Victoria, which I downloaded a name mod, so I didn't have the really wacky Kerbal names besides for the main four. But if you are liking this, go check out the first episode, which was, well, me doing this. Kind of failed. Killed Jebediah by accident, but I tried. Also, I can definitely start turning. Also, I have a life support mod on, so I have limited life support. I have other mods, but I can't really show them right now because I'm in the middle of flying. But you get it. But we have this whole galaxy, or not galaxy, solar system to explore. I do know a mod that adds another solar system. So if we ever reach our limits, I could always just add that mod. Also, I should really be watching this. Alright, 3 million. Got a pretty good chunk of fuel remaining. Oh, yeah, we can do that too. Here is our satellite. This guy should be in hibernation, so he's not wasting electricity. I really should check this before I set Valentina off the launch platform. But, you don't really think of this stuff till it's too late. How high are you? Yeah, you're kind of high enough. I don't want you to be higher, though, like around where this one is, so you're not going slower than it. Which is, yeah. Okay. We're going to go to here. Which, obviously, there are time warps, so you don't got to sit here for like an hour while I'm trying to, circle, Kerbin, or transit to Mun. The Mun. I'm just going to say Moon. I think Mun is such a weird word. I love saying it, but you get it. Kinda hard to say on the tongue. At least for me, because I'm tongue-tied. There we go. Nope. Stay. No. Okay. That's roughly it. Okay, time to deploy. There we go. Oh, right, I put it on hibernation. Can't do another one's on hibernation. Amazing. Right. I still have a ton of fuel left. We're also not really moving fast enough for me to like when I mean like rotating. Because if I put my engine's on, I'm just gonna crash straight into the satellite, and we don't want that. Yeah, it's got a weak connection, but a connection is a connection. You can tell because it's red that it's weak. Green ones are the strong ones. They just wanted to have some kind of connection. I know I'm like not flying towards Kerbin, but I just need to rotate this thing faster. Yeah, there we go. I'm surprised we still have so much fuel. Okay, we're gonna jettison you and let the rest of this burn. I say we jettison it now because it will crash into Kerbin. We're not trying to leave debris up here. We don't want to be like reality where they leave a huge amount of debris in the atmosphere. There's a lot. You can look at a tracker, like covers the whole planet. Also, I kind of want to land on land. Oh, my splash zone to be on land. There we go. That's better. Alright, I say that's about best we're probably gonna get. Then we're gonna time warp. Oop. Oh yeah, it kind of gets laggy when no one in, but I'm pretty sure that's just my PC. There we go. But don't acknowledge that. Oop. Well, they lost conscious. Oh right, I do have the difficulty on hard mode, and I turn on G-force limit for them. So too much G-force and they get knocked out cold. But good thing we're on Kerbin, and they'll wake up. But in the case that they wouldn't wake up fast enough, I'd have to have like some form of like satellite computer thingy shoved into the spacecraft, which we might have to do when we reach Duna. Which, if you don't know what Duna is, it's basically the Mars, but that's Duna right there, as you can tell because it says its name, which is really far away. Go away. Really far away. This is like a really good time to launch to Duna, but we're not ready yet. Haven't even made it to the moon. Or Mun. Haven't even made it to the Mun yet. Either or. We still got one more launch after this around Kerbin to set up an actual good relay, which might have to wait a little bit. I might just skip to when that's ready. And also, I'm definitely going to skip past this. So I'll see y'all. Probably be a time lapse of me. No? No, I'll just see y'all when the next launch is ready. See you then. Okay, guys, I'm back and we are ready for launch. So, if. Oh, I forgot to fix staging again. Well, we'll just pretend that I did. I fixed everything else but the staging. No real actual modifications, but I did fix like auto struts and whatnot. Which auto struts are a very cool feature that basically allows you to have invisible struts, which are like thingies that connect to stuff to keep these stable. Usually it's these because you can't have one here and one there, and that keeps it stable. So you can use auto struts. Very handy when you don't really want to. Well, one, if you want your spacecraft to look nice, and two, if you think that you need them, because these guys will like phase into your spaceship and make it go kaboom out of nowhere, and it's annoying, and that's why auto struts exist. I don't actually know who thought of auto struts from the developers of this game, but they're a genius. It's probably suggested by the community, but yeah. Anyway, look at this beautiful masterpiece. I should really turn on like better graphics because there are mods for it. And I'm thinking about it. But yeah, okay. Second stage is a go. Pretty good so far. Yeah, we're high enough in the atmosphere where drag isn't really, well, not drag, but like the force pulling the rocket like that way on the gyroscope or whatever this is seen as. Yeah, it don't really work. But yeah. And as you can see, yeah, I did wait till these were like in an actual good spot. I should probably focus more up than to the right, so I'm not that far off. But yeah, I wait till these were in a much better spot because if like say they were where they were originally, where one was here and one was there, the third one would have just been right between them, and that's not a very effective relay. But yeah, these guys seem to be working pretty fine. I don't know how well they'll be for a probe that's trying to go to the Mun, but we'll see in this episode. Guess I can do that now. Like actually deploy this because nothing's gonna clip into my main ship. But yeah. Oh, I didn't put you in hibernation again. Well, it's fine. I turned on the solar panels. I'm just forgetting everything for this ship. But, sometimes you forget stuff. It's kind of human nature. I mean, you forget 1,000 things every day. This might just be one of them. If you understand, you understand. Anyway, this really, like, put in a fifth gear here, and because, well, we got a mission right after this to make it to the Mun. I don't really. I'm thinking about it just being like it's tiny like satellite, kind of just put around it in like a high Mun orbit, so that way these guys can connect to it in case I do like a probe landing on it. Look in the wrong, look in the wrong direction, but you kind of understand. I would hope you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, okay, okay. Like that. That should be fine. Okay. Uh, that should be fine. Just time warp here. Oh, I can so time warp further. I did not realize how much I wasn't that close. I should really add RCS to these guys, so that way it's not this difficult to turn. And I don't have to rely more on like the main engine for steering. No, no, don't do that. There you go. Perfecto. Actually, it is kind of perfect. Oh, I'm sure it's fine. Okay. And undock. There we go. Nice satellite. Oh, and Valentina is now a 1-star pilot, meaning she has kind of a like we have retrograde and prograde, which is basically just means descent and up, or I guess like expansion. Yeah, when we get the other ones, I'll explain them better. But yeah, this one's basically make circle smaller. That one is make circle bigger. Okay, I can actually begin using my engine now to turn myself better, and then decrease this guy. Mm, there we go. That should be good. I don't think I'm gonna land on land. I didn't even land on land last time. I landed in the water. What am I talking about? But I don't know how well this one's set up. But that's because I kind of put like kind of bad antennas on them. Yeah, you connect to you connect to you, but you can't see you, which is kind of a problem. But as long as they're three connected, even though one's connecting them all, should be fine. Especially as this tiny one just zooms around near them. So it'll probably reach like here and then connect them both. Okay, well, we're gonna time lapse. Actually, we can probably see it. Yeah. Or probably have to wait more. Oh, I should have been fast forwarding. Did not realize we were in the atmosphere. Could have lost Valentina there. And Victoria. Okay. I think Valentina's about to come back. Oh, she's on. On. Just said up. She's up. But now we have to have a time lapse of me making the probe. And of course, I'll put timestamps like I always do to skip it if you don't want to watch me building it. But this should be where I cut to the time lapse. So, see ya. Well done. Wait. Uh, more opinion. Okay, guys, here we are with the M1 probe. Well, lunar probe. And let's launch. Kind of tall. I don't think I needed this big of engines, but uh-oh. Oh. Okay. That tells me a lot. Tells me the top needs auto struts. So we're just gonna fly this straight into the ground and see what happens. I think it's gone. Thank goodness there are no Kerbals in danger in this experiment. But yeah, okay, these guys need auto struts because that's why it's so wobbly. Yeah, just get the heaviest part. Okay, that should fix the problem. Okay, problem should be solved. Let's launch. No wobbly? No wobbly. See? See the amazing feature of auto struts? Anyway, I don't know how well this is gonna go, because it's a smaller ship with a lot less fuel. But I presume we are going to make it roughly to the point that we're looking for. I at least want to do a flyby of the Mun, which is actually in a really... Actually, no, it isn't. I'll say it's in a really good spot, but if we go straight up, we're 100% not gonna hit it. For at least a few months. In-game, of course, in-game. Few months in-game. This relay did kind of come out okay. I mean, if this guy was a little bit farther up, it would have been a perfect relay, but it's an okay relay for our first relay of the game. And it can always be fixed later by just sending a fourth one up. Okay. First stage is done. Second stage is a go. Now this stage is mainly just to get us up to a high orbit because it has like no fuel and a really powerful engine that burns fuel really quickly. So yeah, this is kind of just an engine to get us up. I was like, well, that would be me turning off SAS mode. We don't want to do that or else we'll lose complete control. Well, we might not lose complete control now because we're in orbit or space. But we would have if we weren't. But yeah. When this burns out, we have another one here, which should last longer, and then we have the final two. I would say we should start making our orbit now, because we're gonna have to loop around at least once, at most. But it should be fine. We're gonna wait for that to get up to 700, and we're gonna time warp. Okay. Gonna do that, and then deploy. I guess not deploy? Weird. I could have sworn I attached them all to a trigger that would make them deploy all at the same time. But I guess I gotta do it all at once now. Which we kind of needed to deploy anyway, because we need to use the relay to make sure we don't lose connection to the rocket. Because also to unlock RCS, which we actually don't really need right now. We only really need it when we reach lunar orbit or a lunar flyby. But I think this ship is small enough to where we don't really need it at all. But we're gonna let it exist anyway. But yeah, as I said, look, see, one simple network and it's there, but it needs to be higher. If not, it's gonna be like this guy, and he's just constantly not where we want him to be. Sometimes he might be where we want him to be every so often. But yeah, our plan is to make like a high Mun orbit, but if we can't, then a flyby and then a crash back into Kerbin is enough for me to call it a good day, especially since we fixed our relay that I messed up at the beginning. Yeah, we should have enough fuel. Plus, we're gonna have to learn how to conserve fuel if we're ever gonna make it to Duna. We need a really powerful engine to punch a hole out of Kerbin's orbit and then to a point where we can hit Duna. But till then, it's as simple as just flying to the Mun. I do plan on having, like, I guess an Apollo type mission to land on the Mun. But I will definitely be testing my ability to do that due to the fact that I'm not really good at, like, getting these guys to, like, catch up to one another so you can dock. So we're just gonna see how it goes. I've lost a lot of Kerbin lives messing up doing that. Okay. Weird. Should be fine. I don't actually need it that high. I would actually prefer it to be lower. That way I can catch up with... Okay, well, we missed it again, but it's fine. I might also want to set this as my target. And this is, like, a maneuver node. Which that's what it's called. Like, C... Yeah, there we go. So here, I would get... not really a good one. I'd prefer it to be more like... I guess, like, that's the best I can do. And then move to here. Use my SAS. Yeah, I have a lot of fuel, actually. I might just be able to save my fuel. But, yeah. We're gonna head to this maneuver thing. And then we're gonna come around and then put all of our power into our engines. And... okay, the RCS is making a lot of weird noises there, but we're just gonna ignore it. And... we're gonna burn and hopefully... you know, make it. I did not expect to have this much fuel. I really am overdoing it with this fuel. 4, 3, 2. There we go. Yeah, this guy is really... at least I can tell which one's which, because these ones have S1s, that one has S2. This one's gonna be M1. Look at that beauty. And there is my thumbnail. I might change it to a different one of me being around the Mun, but you know, you never know. Oop, there we are. There you go. Good thing this isn't a crewed mission, or else we'd be in a lot of trouble because I'm sure I'd run out of food by now. Or, well, really any resource for life support. Oh my goodness. Stop. Just... Okay, I'm failing miserably at this, so we're just gonna let it do its thing. Why are you stuck? Here, go to you. We kind of just wanted to be like this. Like, at 1,200,000 on the other side. Or actually, I could probably put it higher. Oops. Okay, that's getting really loud. Annoying. I need it. At least we still have a really good connection with Kerbin. Actually, I think this would work as an efficient way to have a relay. Because, I mean, an actual, like, good relay would be, like, way up here. Because it will hit everything. But we're not... I want to see how far I can push it. Actually, I think I'm just going to push it to there. Then we're going to go around. And then burn until we reach there. Should be fine right about there. Push. Okay, well, we're gonna detach you. And then fly away. I might wait for a better view. On. Oh, we're like way too high up. I'm gonna have to warp to here. Yeah. See how long this warp takes? We can... There. There we go. Well, guys, I think that's it for this episode of Kerbal Space Program. As you can see, we've fixed the relay, and now we have a high orbit above the Mun. And I don't know what we're going to do next time. I'll probably have it planned by tomorrow and have that recorded tomorrow. But I will see you next time. See ya.